Oh man. Let's grab these controllers. And let's get rolling, shall we? Oh god, I am so tired. Unbelievable tired I am. I don't quite know why, but it's just it is. So. But yeah, it's been long. Oh god. Yeah, I didn't sleep too much last night, and this evening I became very, very tired at the end, making it pretty damn hard to stay awake. I did sleep actually a bit before the stream. Which is kinda unique, I guess. So. Slight correction this way, and then we should have this finally finally adjusted in a way that makes it sensible enough. God damn it. Oh. Yeah, I laid down for like half an hour to sleep, but so it is. So, they think nice password, by the way. What's the password for the night? Oh god damn it, could I not show myself enough? Love Mao. Okay then. 30 people signed up. It's gonna be an interesting race. Boy. Steam VR vote for ACC and then go. Let's fucking go. Oh. Not sure that half an hour's nap was particularly good of an idea. Also, I didn't sleep really for half an hour. And my phone's still in my hand. Early on. So, when I started passing out, I thought I'm gonna drop the thing, so I briefly, like, snapped really back to reality. And was pretty hard awake for a moment, till my body decided to let me sleep again. But yeah, I mean, you can imagine if you fall twice asleep in like half an hour, like, it's gotta be like 5 days evenings. Alright, can also have family pop. Okay, so that's pulled up. Oh. I was filtering myself out. That's why. Pro and GT4. So, password posted. Let's get in there, shall we? So paddig over there. Eversen om KTM Crossbow, god, the poor girl. Menno is here. Matchen is here. T-LCM. Because those are the two that really matter tonight. And obviously myself. That's the matchup here. So a few pieces more pressure, I would say. More pressure then. Right. Math doesn't fly with me anymore, really, at all. So, there is one Maserati pit stop, but we can just do a stop and drive. 95 liters, however, aren't technically enough to do for all the race. It's a 95-minute race. Oh, sorry, 90-minute race. God damn it! Brain! Brain is just toast right now. Thinking is optional here tonight. I mean, I've been feeling tired all day and like for the last few days as well, but like today it's been real bad. Especially this evening has been like absolutely terrible, not fun. Yeah, this is gonna be fun tonight. Some sleep deprived idiot trying to drive a car. Oh, I got way early there. Really interesting how late I can brake despite the heavy fuel that I'm carrying. Not even a sign of a lockup at all. back up. I'm like, what, a second off the pace of what I should be doing easily. I think I'm a second off. Not actually more. God, like, asking me to think is like asking way too much of this brain. Respond. Usually I can think relatively easily, but come on, turn.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Okay, this time around we're locked. I'm not gaining that much.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Interesting. But yeah, my rear tires are about 0.4 over. Pressured. Oh, the front left is getting quite warm. Quite that interesting. Maybe need more rear bias. That's too fast. Oh, come on. She's definitely going quick. He is really up to pace. McDonald is in the front. Oh, well, Bridget actually isn't up to pace because McDonald's faster right now than him. That should definitely not happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm matching him on like a fully loaded car while I'm falling asleep. Figuratively and literally, I'm beating him in my sleep nearly. Nearly, only. I'm not quite there, luckily. I'm actually going down on my time. I'll have to see what conditions our way does. Very mixed conditions for the race weekend. That's an all tires at this point, that's 0.4 over. Not the ideal line. There's time on the exit, I'm losing time up the hill. Let's go, wee boy, yay! Fighting sleep deprivation. I mean, it's not just, oh yeah, I could have just skipped this race and actually gotten a reasonable amount of sleep. If I skip this, if I run this race and go afterwards to bed, I get actually a reasonable bedtime, so there's a reasonable reason for me. Despite being very sleep deprived at this point, to force myself to run this. What I didn't like is that I'm up to pace in practice. On the other hand, this is Watkins Glen in the right conditions right now. That is usually my territory. I'm feeling like I'm not extracting everything this car has to offer. Like I'm making way too many small mistakes. How are you doing? I mean, I guess you answered that already. You answered tired.
Yellow flag in sector.
I mean, you didn't have either a particularly great season. Well, you could go pace with the Porsche at times. I think I saw you more than one time with a penalty and driving back through the field. But I think you were still the fastest Porsche driver whenever you turned up. Lost a lot of time in that corner.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Right, session is over. Tire pressure though. A bit wandering all over the place depending on which lap I look at them.
Session is now over.
I think it wouldn't hurt to reduce all of the best 04. But it is assuming we're getting actually similar conditions for qualifying. We actually should get very similar because it's the same time slot at the same date, so... I see. I mean, it's... occasional... I mean, I mainly only see you when you pass by me. I guess maybe I assumed you were performing worse because I think at Barcelona you were qualified in the front row or something. And afterwards you've been like more in the middle of the field. But I mean, that's not saying much considering there's like 10 GT3 cars, so like front, middle, end, so like it kind of just blends together at that point. Becomes Schrodinger's field. You don't know if you're at the front or the end till you look at your time. Right. We need to take some fuel out of the car. Yep, temperatures is all the same. Because I was driving with 90 liters in the car, which, you know, kinda is a bit counterproductive to actually qualifying. Kind of.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Oh yeah, when I see the GT3 qualifying, and it's like, if you're second off pole position, you're basically last in a pro split. It's quite insane in that sense, and I mean, if I would drive GT3, I should be in the pro split, but also I shouldn't be because I wouldn't be fast enough. I look at those qualifying times and I'm just like, no. I've actually done that. I've driven the pro split. And also a season where the silver split was put into the AM split. Which meant that I actually qualified on like 2 occasions in last position. At least on one of them I got some pace till the end of the race. That was Misano. Just hadn't figured out which lines to take on that track. And then the other one was Hungaroring, and I just couldn't get my Porsche to work on that track. And yes, I drove the Porsche. Definitely wouldn't do that again. No shade on the Porsche. I mean, I'm planning on driving the Trackalicious Endurance Series with you guys in a Porsche, so I wouldn't dismiss the car. It's just when I'm doing weekly races and I'm just like turn up and have half an hour to set up the car, I ain't gonna drive a Porsche then. That thing takes like 4 hours to set up alone. It's just a bit too much effort for me. Kind of why I like the Maserati. It's like you let default setup, you change a few settings to make it effectively my default. So I drive basically the same setup on every circuit. And that's what I just race. The rest, for the most part, is just trying to get the thing around the circuits. Yeah, I don't have like 50,000. Yeah, it has a tiny setup window. It has 50,000 knobs to turn on it. And I'm never a setup guru. I can tweak a good setup already to make it better. I know how to set up a car. It's just, if the car is absolutely not doing what I wanted to do, doing the opposite and flying spectacularly off the circuit repeatedly, I'm probably not the person who can actually pull it back on the track. I can driving-wise do it, but I can't do it setup-wise. I need a tech priest for doing this shit. Yeah, it's... I mean, I wanna feel like driving a Porsche is kind of like mad, but then again, I'm driving right now a Maserati, which is like... equally mad in its own way.
Well, mate, what's your fastest lap?
Oh, that was not the best turn one here. And we're about 8/10 right now off the pace. Krejci is right now in provisional pole with a 55. Flat on the first flyer.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch
Oh, there's rain actually predicted for the end of the session. In 30 minutes rain. Won't hit the GT3s, but it definitely won't hit us. But it will hit. That means we likely have a damp track for the race actually. The race start is about an hour after. Yeah, I have to focus a bit on driving so I can read. Now we're running up against the Muller. Past the exit there. And now we're also getting a tow up the hill. I mean, there's nothing against the rules to pass people in qualifying. So that's what we're gonna do here.
Clear on the right.
Oh man.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Ah, I lost time. That wasn't due to the line. Time is actually left. 7 minutes. I could return to the pits to get a fresh set of tires, I guess. Attack again. I think that might make sense. Right. I have to handle the Porsche differently on setup and driving because of the rear layout. Yeah, because of the front fuel load is really the big thing with the Porsche. The front fuel load just causes an absolute mess because you need completely different setups for racing qualifying, and the car handling can massively shift throughout a stint. Gonna practice a pit entry at this point.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front.
Bit fast. I'm gonna anyway escape back. Right, okay, so Panic has improved quite a bit in the front. What do I want to do? Nothing setup wise really. Car works. We just need a fresh set of tires.
Low tire pressure. Stay away from curbs.
Right, we need a bit more pace. But yeah, the Porsches, yeah, the rear engine design does make that you need to attack driving it quite a bit differently. Especially the car doesn't particularly forgive slides, but then again it's absolute rocket ship out of corners. Just when it plants down, put the foot on the throttle, the thing just tightens up and you just go. And no one can really out-exit you out of corners, so you can make it absolute painful to run you down. Or you can make it runs on people relatively easily. On the other hand, you don't have straight line speed, so... Having driven the Maserati now a bit, it's quite appreciative when you actually have some decent straight line speed. Like, the car's not the fastest, but... Yeah, I mean... I'm literally driving a car that doesn't have ABS, so I guess I'm doing fine on that front. Oh, come on. Although I have had with driving the Porsche that it literally flat spotted its front tires despite running like ABS 3. I think on ABS 4 it was flat spotting the front tires. On 5 it stopped doing that, but it sometimes just you went straight. And then on 3 it suddenly worked. It was prior to 1.8. Really strange stuff that I counted back then. And it's like, hey, Like, that makes absolutely no sense, but it works. For some reason, lower ABS solves the lockup problem. Why? Who knows? Still the same slow exit. Yeah, but I think I was already running like relatively backwards brake bias on the car. It was odd things, and it's a bit of go at this point. I think me having driven the Porsche Cup is also like a hot minute ago as well. Yeah, okay, I was running, I think, staying above 50, I think, still. I mean, car I think ships with like 56 or something on most default setups. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna move like more than like 4% or something, because it just gets a bit silly at some point. But yeah, it seems on some GT3 cars you have to just move it by like a kilometer to just get this stuff to work finally. Maserati's brake bias is roughly actually in the correct spot. I think I do still go like 1 to 2% forwards, depending on track and so on. I do actually run with this car out of brake bias when running in wet conditions. The car would like more than 49%, but you don't have it. It's bad, that was an absolute pain. Right. Seems like we actually have some pace. Right, focus. No.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, I lost so much momentum mid-corner there. Still time losses. Oh, more time losses. That's not gonna be it. The qualifying is over at the last corner. Really odd line there from me. No, I actually have another lap. I have time for another lap, actually. Just about. There was about 17 seconds right now on the time. It's gonna be interesting for the GT3s coming out of the pits, because they're exiting in about 5 seconds, so they're actually not gonna catch me. Even if they drive full bore, they should probably not catch me till the end. Which is kinda neat. You don't need to wait for me,
Yellow flag in sector 1.
because then now we're starting to come. Come on! lost so much time there down the hill. Ah, way too fast again. Yeah, this lap is done for. GT3 so far enough back. So, T3 is good enough right now. Otherwise you spin out every corner. You see. And you need obviously the rest of the setup to work. You can't have the car completely unload the rear axle, otherwise you're fucked with that brake bias. Okay. Alright then. So it's really Keiichi, Sapanic, and then me. Few times separated from each other. And Menno. McDonald is going pretty well. Machin is not doing that hot. He can probably come back. Iversen is just in pain. However, Katie. Bogdan is not doing so well. But I have actually seen an Alpine. And the thing is, last season SRXP on this track, the Alpines were absolutely nowhere to be found. Except at the back of the field. But they weren't at the front. Like where they usually were in Keiichi and Iversen's hand. But I did run some races in other leagues, and the Alpines were actually able to challenge at the front. Granted, in neither of them they actually like won or even finished at the front, because in one of the races the Alpine ran with 0 TC and spun out. And in the other one, me and the Alpine butted heads long enough till we both died up the hill. But yeah, McLaren. Oh yeah, in 30 minutes, heavy rain. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. We're probably looking at rain into the start of the race at minimum. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is definitely gonna be fun in terms of the rain coming towards us. 2.4 liters per lap right now. Let's see, how much fuel do I need actually for the entire race distance? Because I think my fuel tank is slightly too small for actually full fueling the car. At Spa in the rain it was enough. Well, I took as much fuel as I could and avoided having to do any service in the pits. Neat idea. Right. So we are lapping about 55s. We're not gonna go much faster than that in the race pace. 90 minutes divided by memory recall. That is 47 laps, so let's take 49 times 2.4. 117.6 liters. I'm 7 liters short on the fuel tank. The thing is, you can't actually see it because I don't have an overlay for it, but there's heavy rain predicted in 30 minutes. Qualifying should remain dry. I mean, there's no rain predicted at 10, but this probably means we're gonna start at minimum into the rain, which should mean a full fuel tank is probably enough to actually get to the end of the race. It also means for me that I need to actually set up the car for rain. But yeah, that's gonna be somewhat interesting. Yeah, it should easily last at that point. As I said, it lost in Spa. Rain. How did GT3 go off on going right now? There's some field spread actually here in the front. Huge on provisional pole. Hartmann half a second nearly down. Ballwinkle's in a Lambo. Oh, that thing had some rotation there under the brakes. That looked like a lot of rotation. He's with 7/10 down. Herzog is nearly a second down in the Aston. Not a big fan of the Aston. I drove it once at Monza and it was an absolute pain to stop because it just keeps pushing over the front axle. Even when you move the brake bias aggressively rearwards. It's really strange stuff. Oh wait, I clicked the wrong car. Healy. There's a few cars again in the midfield here close together. Healy, Chamberlain, Cosimo, Ryzen, Bedfk, and Weiss. Rounding out top 10 in the GT3 field. I mean, at least the GT3 field kept throughout the season being consistently at 10 cars and didn't decide to like die or something. It started at 10 and ended with 10. We can at least say something about consistency at this point. I mean, if it rains heavily enough anyway, even GT3 cars might make the distance. Although GT3 cars are actually subject to track-specific fuel tank BOP. For example, I know the Porsche here has a very small fuel tank and can barely make the hour in dry conditions. So I would be a bit skeptical about them actually lasting well the full race distance at that point. But, I mean, you can always fuel save enough to actually make the distance. It's always a possibility. I have done races that specify you need to run, I think, what was it, 95 minutes at Barcelona. It was a 95-minute Barcelona race without refueling. That was something. Because especially they banned cars like the Bentley. I came with the NSX. It doesn't have good fuel saving, I can tell you that. The NSX was not good on fuel saving. I made it work, but it was a pain. Okay. GT3 field at the front has slightly tightened up. Hartmann is now finally a bit closer to the Tude. Actually, he's right in front of him. Heck, we have even 1, 2, 3 right now on track. Although Hartmann and Ballwinkle both on outlap. Ooh, there's a wiggle. We're still having about 5 minutes left. I feel like Ballwinkle's slightly faster right now than Hartmann. It's Qualy out of that corner. Lambo, not the most popular car, for sure. I've driven it like once. Wasn't particularly a big fan. I drove the non-Evo version and well, that's a waste of time. Okay, he actually abandons this lap, Bullwinkle. Look at the gap. So he must have not been that fast. Lemau. Two just actually came out of the pits right in front of them again. He escaped right before the last two corners and then basically saved himself time by jumping back into the pit lane and driving out. Obviously he's right now on an out lap. So when there's more than enough time to actually complete his out lap, and I don't know, maybe actually around 2 flyers, I think. Probably has time to do 2 flyers. Do the out lap a flyer, then has still time to start the last lap. Might actually work, it's pretty neat from him. Oh man, it's predicting in 10 minutes heavy rain and 30 minutes heavy rain increasing. That's not particularly great news because 30 minutes is race starts, roughly. I should just set the setup to wet at that point. And Bullwinkle improves, passes Hartmann up to position 2, but he's not quite faster than the Tude. Hartmann goes wide and abandons. Both of them have enough time to start another lap after this one, so... Now we have 1, 2, 4 actually out on the road. Lines of 1, 2, 3, and then 4. God, this is convenient. I think it was Healy who just improved, so Ryzen is now the slowest driver in P10. And he is 0.99 seconds off the pace. Meaning the entire GT3 field right now is within a second of that 42. That's such a quick time. I mean, the track is optimum, the temperatures are pretty okay. It's nothing absurdly hot, nothing absurdly cold. It's still 44s is quite the benchmark. I think my fastest time in a GT3 car is a 45. So I don't know. And if I'm driving GT4 because I can actually, you know, challenge for the front and not qualify last. And then maybe drag from last place a midfield finish. So in GT4 I can qualify towards the front and then challenge for wins. Which is quite neat. Oh, the Toot has actually improved massively. He's like now, I didn't watch them for a moment, but they are now 4/10 up. Oh, he is 4/10 up, and meaning that Bullwinkle and Hartmann is 4/10 down now. Alright, so he's on another lap, it seems. He just about started the final lap, I guess, for him. Well, we can in the meantime actually do quite weather setup, I guess. Gonna need probably about 26 psi on the tires. And when I did the wet Zolder race in LFM, that was about the pressures that I needed for it. Okay, he's abandoning it. The session immediately ends as soon as he returns to the pits. Yep.
Alright, we have some wet conditions. Remember that cars are slippery and watch your braking distance.
But there's no rain in 30 minutes. Oh my, this is getting interesting. We're having wet conditions, but we're heading into the dry in about 30 minutes. So we're gonna need to change tires anyway. Over to dry tires. I'm gonna take a bit less fuel than at the start. Because we're gonna have to pit anyway. And just take about the rest of the fuel that I need to finish the race and then the pit stop. Because if it's dry in about half an hour. The thing is, the rain is actually, intensity is increasing in the next 10 minutes, but 30 minutes it's gonna be dry. Well, that's really interesting stuff. Really interesting. Alright then, we're already using brake pads 1. Why are you doing all of this? Right. So now we have to wait 2 minutes. I mean, I guess I could go for the order. The two on pole, in front of Bullwinkle, Hartmann, Ryzen, Herzog, Bedfk, Healy, Weiss, Cosmo, Chamberlain actually in P10. Must have been a shake-up just at the end of the qualifying session. 1.2 seconds off the pace from the Toot. Yeah. With 45.0, while the Toot qualified with 43.8. Such tight margins. Then Krejci, Sapanek, myself, Menno, McDonald, Matjen, Müller, Eversen, Toko, Stevens, Bogdan, who has a 15-second penalty, Fuchs, Runsendal, Grundhöfer, Haar, and Weber to round out the full field. 16 GT4s, 10 GT3s. Not the biggest field we've had to see all season, but it should be good enough. Right. A few more seconds. Just constant yawning. Okay, it's saying there's no rain strength intensity increase in the next 10 minutes. It's just still heavy rain in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, go figure.
30 seconds.
I mean, you could roll the dice perhaps and drive out on dry tires, but it's like... not sure that's worth it. That seems like a bit too much of a gamble with how wet the track looks here. Right, rain light on, headlights on.
Going single file.
Porsche has its rain light over there on. Krejci's rain light is... yeah, that's also a massive rain light. The norm rain light. Right, brake bias actually needs to be moved rearwards. screen strength actually decreasing in the next 10 minutes. I know my car, I need to carry the wet tires quite deep into dry conditions. And the Maserati are quite optimal for that. Maserati prefers having wet tires on instead of dry tires in damp conditions. Has a later switchover point. It's not particularly bad actually in the switchover phase, it's just you have a different switchover point in other cars. View distance, none. And frame rate also basically gone. It's 28 PSI at this point. Boy, oh boy. At least I feel quite a bit more awake than earlier. Okay, I'm driving on the right hand side. Because my overlay is halfway covering up the... where I need to go. A bit of a problem actually. Okay, this is where I need to go. God, the frame rate really is not liking this right now. Gonna need it, gonna need it. I mean, usually the water kick up, I feel like in VR isn't too bad. Visibility is usually pretty good. But like, look at this, I can't see shit. Pace myself for my cards are coming as well. Ooh! I did not put the panic crashing Krejci right in front of me onto the bingo card. For things I thought would happen right in front of me suddenly. I don't know what happened there. I guess he just lost traction over the curb. In these conditions it's long from over. And I feel like it's very wet here. Yeah, Chamberlain looks like to be struggling in his Porsche in front. But yeah, in these conditions Menno is actually a bit of a threat to me. Those Caymans are pretty good in wet conditions. The Maserati, well, not so much. I mean, this track is really great with the Maserati to drive for them. Still not sold that the Porsches can't just outrun me suddenly. Oh, come on. Ooh. This is treacherous like hell, Jesus. And there's the Porsche. Comes the attack by the Porsche. He knows that he can likely brake later than me. But he bails out of it. Doesn't gamble on me running him out of the road in the next part. Wise decision, I would say. Yeah, turn. This is really treacherous. Luckily, I didn't try to do something stupid in the strategy and go like, well, I've got to start on dry tires because it ends the rain soon. It's like, no, you're dead if you drive with dry tires on these conditions. There's no chance in hell you can actually get around this circuit in these conditions with dries. Rain should go back to light rain in 10 minutes. Ooh, yeah, this curb is slippery as all hell. And you have to lift up the hill, I feel like. Asserting dominance by power sliding out of the corner. Okay, GT3 is coming up. Tire pressure is still on the low side. That has an advantage, I can run it deeper into damp conditions. Like this. GT3 seems to be taking its time. What is this GT3 driver doing? He's taking ages to pass the GT4. Like, come on, dude. Yeah, it's wet, but like, maybe he's decided to go for the dries. Yeah, I feel like we can nearly take the uphill now flat.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Now, I don't want to help you carry through the corner, please. Although, without wet tires, you would actually drive slower than that. Oh, not sure how much I can trust that curb in these conditions. Gaps to other cars behind us pretty stable. Didn't Runsendal qualify at the back of the field? I thought he qualified like 12 or something. He's up to P4. Yeah, 4 in GT4. He was like, I don't know, overall I think like 20th or so in qualifying. And he's gained so many positions up to what is effectively P4 in the class. And that's some performance there. Probably also illustrates how treacherous it is. Because he's just made up a bunch of positions just because everybody else dies. Still doesn't take away from the accomplishment of, you know, not dying. Even though Porsche's struggling in turn 1. Yeah, slight lift at the bottom I think is still applicable. Car washes out literally a bit much still there. Still classifies itself as heavy rain, but in the next 10 minutes the rain should stop. No clue of how much cloud cover we have, how long it's gonna take to dry. Definitely the track is drying off a bit because the lap times are going massively down. Pace is increasing. Obviously helping me because the less treacherous the conditions, the faster I can drive. Gonna be curious where actually Zapanic and Keiichi are left. I don't know if they're still in the race, but knowing those two, they're probably still running. That lap 1 accident probably didn't help them. I don't have also a clue what happens to the field behind me because it could have been a mass carambolage behind us. Which is why my Alpine friend has gained so many positions. Whoa!
Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Hey, that's a fair and square repass. You dive bombed me out of nowhere and then I go for the cutback. I'm perfectly eligible for doing that. You just broke way too late for yourself. If you just broke a bit earlier, or I mean, he was the closest that he's ever been so far this race, but like, if it's worked out that lap, just wait a lap and catch up to me, and then try it. But he probably unintentionally went for the dive. Expected me to... Didn't expect me quite to brake that early. But I am nearly at my dry braking point, so... At least I feel like my dry braking point should be. That's a missed apex, not good. What the conditions actually like? Wet still. Okay. Not over it's damp yet. Close again.
Well done, mate. Trust Lukas.
Fuck. This time he had the momentum.
Car on the left. Here on the left.
Seems his Porsche doesn't have that much straight line speed. Because he was stuck behind me out of the SS there. Clamoring to get any slipstream from me to boost his speed. But he's really quick for the third sector there. That's where he's really strong, it seems. Second sector I'm actually running away from him, but like the issue is that he's really good in the third sector, which enables him to make attacks into turn 1. He for some reason has so much grip for the last few corners there. Oh, so sideways there.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Massively crossed up. I'm nearly flat at this point. It's really a tiny lift at the bottom. To make insurance that I'm not gonna run myself off. Here we are now in light rain. Oh, there's sign for actually more rain. Oh, that's not great, because I strategized with the expectation that we're gonna... There's light rain in 30 minutes. Oh my. How the turntables have turned. Because this means we're not getting any dry running here. I think something that could strategically work if I do my pit stop in the middle of the dry segment. Just get the white tires off the asphalt for a bit. The problem is they overheat so quickly on a fully dry track, but I don't think we will hit fully dry till the rain hits again. Let's track is very wet after all. Oh, that's an interesting development. But it fucks a bit with me because I have to take the fuel to get to the end. I'm looking at about 11 seconds of standing time due to this. Considering my tense battle with the Porsche behind, it's not helpful. Ooh, there's still a sign in the forward. But yeah, the hill is now flat. Or at least very close to some slight confidence lift as the rear end starts playing around. Pressures are starting to increase. But yeah, I could just come in during the dry spell. Yeah, heavy rain in 30 minutes. We might have it's still like about 20 minutes of dries. This is tricky in terms of tire decisions. Okay, rain has stopped. Oh, let's take lights. Actually, how much fuel do I need to get to the end? About 40 liters actually. So that's about right. If I'd full fueled the car, I would have been fine. Actually, not quite. I would have needed to still take, I think, a bit of fuel. Yeah, this is gonna get very interesting very quickly. The track's still declared as wet right now. But this is gonna go to damp to greasy relatively quickly. The hope is it stays with greasy and doesn't go fully dry, because on fully dry you basically fucked with wet tires. I don't know, is there any like offline cooling for tires in ACC? Is there any use of driving off the dry line to actually get tire cooling? I'm not sure. I mean, might be right now relatively dry still, but relatively wet still, but like I'd like to make use of it very early on to keep the tire temps as low as long as possible. Water's starting to come back at me. Man who's longing for a race win, I guess. But even if the weather is not playing favorites with me, which this track is still mine. Up the hill there. As the Porsche is now also flat again there. a lot of load coming onto the front left through this corner. Thing is, the further the lap times decrease, faster we're going, more fuel we're burning, the more fuel I have to actually take in the pit stop. Oh, if he's right behind me, he washes out. Ooh, but I need to still pay attention to my road. But yeah, he gets error wash actually behind me. He just error washes up the hill. It's neat for me because that means he cannot really attack me. Still, the sun is peeking out actually. This is why we're getting some sunset here. That's not positive for us because this means the track dries quicker. Although it's still declared as wet. But I would like to ask my front left about that. Because it's soon gonna reach 32 PSI. If those two in the front hadn't taken each other out, this would have been an interesting race. Because actually it would have probably been a boring race for the lead, because I don't think I would be able to match them, because you know, Menno didn't qualify that quickly, and yet he's chasing me around the circuit. If he got by me, he would likely go quicker than me. It's an anxious wait for the rain to finally be announced again. Sunset here on the road. Because this is how road glare is done. Not like Alpha 2 does, where you basically go fucking blind if the sun is shining onto the road. Also only for a few hours of the day it glares the road. Or like a few minutes more like. Not like RF2 where it's like, hey, we're gonna fucking sun glare for like 7 hours a day. One direction, 7 hours the other direction, the rest is night. Oh fuck.
Faster car coming up behind you. Car on the left.
Here comes the toot. Not idea for me.
Clear on the left.
Especially that off wasn't ideal. brake hooked onto my windshield. I'm gonna switch the wipers on for that. Now Weber in front. Oh, this guy's gonna go slow up there. Stay flat, 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 flat. Okay, he moves over. Good.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh, that was close. In terms of getting held up by him. Just about escaped the guy. I should start considering moving the brake bias forwards again. A bit.
Faster car approaching. Watch out.
And there comes a bald winkle.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
This corner is so tricky suddenly. I think I do need more forward brake bias for that. You're gonna deal with me?
Car on the left.
You're gonna pass me on the short shot here. That's
Clear
good.
on the left.
Oh, come on, please. Okay, that worked. Get some water on our tires briefly. Holy shit, this moved suddenly. Oh, the brakes. I mean, they're not that inflated considering what I had at Zolder in the rain. Zolder rain was Zolder in the dry conditions just before the rain hit. Which is why I know if the track actually hits full dry, you are really fucked. You have about 2 laps, then you have 40 psi in the tires. I don't think it actually takes 2 laps, it's more like 1.5. And with this being a gradual transition here, it's more like 1. I feel like Bogdan might be on dry tires already. Oh no, he's driving definitely offline now. He's done his pit stop already. Which is why he's right in front of us. The only hope is that Menno behind has not taken sufficient fuel for actually getting to the end. And has to fuel as well. It would make my life significantly easier. How much fuel is it right now calculating? Still about 37 liters. I guess it's still thinking like, well, the lap times aren't quite fast enough to do anything. To get an extra lap, and I think my fuel consumption is roughly still the same. P4 is actually only coming up now in GT3. There's some field spread there. Thank you very much.
Clear on the right.
Well, it got a bit awkward for you for letting him also by. Nice of you. So he's staying back. Yes, the panic is back to P8. Don't know if Krejci is still in the race.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I just let this guy by. He felt like he was not taking any prisoners tonight. At least that's the vibe that he gave me. Yeah, 10 minutes light rain. That's the godsend. Oh yeah. Seems the Porsche might be starting to struggle on his wet tires, or I think he just lost a lot of ground there in the traffic. Oh yeah, we have to configure the wet tires actually. Oh no, we don't have to configure wet tires, we just take the tires away. Solution of the century. No tires. Take the bodywork away just to be safe, that we don't get anything repaired. No extra time. I want this to be as short as possible. Slick tire optimal. It is damp conditions right now. Wait a second, we lost someone. Yep, Menno is in the pits. He's called into the pit lane at this point. I should probably counter him, but my strategy will be coming a bit later just to give myself that little bit time for my tires to cool again. Because they're not that hot yet. I mean, if he's switching to slick tires, it's gonna be a massive meme.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
So rain is about to come again.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
Heavy rain and increasing in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, that's gonna be with 22 minutes to go. I think one more lap. safety fuel. Come on, Porsche, by.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
We're gonna have to see now. This is gonna be exciting what happens with the pit stops now. How much fuel he took. How much fuel I need to take. Maybe he actually took a fresh set of wets out even. Oh, there's light rain in 30 minutes. Oh, it's gonna end again. It's gonna get interesting.
Mandatory stop. Start going. Come on, go.
AC. By yet, I guess. Machin has continued on, he is not pitted yet. It didn't reduce particularly tire pressures, but it did reduce the temperatures briefly. AC. It's nowhere to be seen. Eh? Don't tell me he actually took tires there. But yeah, 30 minutes to light rain is not ideal. I mean, it's not the end of the rain yet. That means the rain will end probably with about 10 minutes or so to go. But that's actually not too bad. We're gonna have dry conditions. We're not gonna hit dry conditions. It's gonna be damp like this. Oh, I think the track is actually at this point too greasy, right? No, it's damp. I'm just waiting for the rain to finally kick in. But yeah, then it was actually decently smart for me to come at that point in. Perhaps I should have done another lap. Yeah, I cannot see him on the standings. It's really bizarre stuff. I know it's just gone suddenly.
Faster car approaching. Watch out.
that side.
Car on the left.
That's okay.
Clear on the left. Faster car approaching. Watch out.
And there comes the rain. Perfect. Shy beams now.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I didn't intend to switch to high beams.
Faster car is approaching. Car on the left.
Rear beam. And give me some windscreen wipers, please. The Toot and Bullwink have not pitted yet. Punning actually now about 10 seconds behind me, but he has not done his pit stop either. "30 minutes to dry. I don't think most of them can last long enough to actually put dry tires on for the finish.
Faster car coming up behind you. Falling behind the car in front in sector 2. Car on the right. Clear on the right. We are at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Says I have about 6 liters extra on the fuel tank. It's good news. Car pushes a bit forward now. The delta in this stint compared to the last one will be constantly increasing, however. So getting fast, I'm gonna go slower and slower. Ryzen again in the pits? Oh, I guess he put dries on. I guess he was somebody who'd put dries on for the brief moment that it was dry. I guess he's feeling really like a clown at this point. No one else is kind of willing to actually come in and do any service. Somewhat interesting. Track conditions have we reached yet? Wet again, okay. Rain is gonna increase in strength for the next 10 minutes. Not the greatest result for me, considering I feel my wet tires are quite done with. Track feels very treacherous already. We've barely gotten any water down. Hello there, how are you doing? I'm right now running P2, but I'm the highest running car that has done its mandatory pit stop already. Very interesting race so far. It started wet. P1 and P2 decided to eliminate themselves on the exit of turn 1, leaving me in the lead, having to fight off a Porsche. It dried off, and then has just started raining again. And I'm still on the same wet tile set as the one I started with. So I have a bit of a challenge here. Hey, Krejci is now 12 seconds ahead of me. A lap down, obviously. And has also done his pit stop. Because there's barely anyone in the top 10 who has actually done a pit stop. Actually, I just saw someone else, that isn't me. Yeah, Minnow the Rider is back to P15. He was chasing me in the first stint. But I guess he took some damage repairs down the pit stop. Just gotta pull him down the order. Probably not damage repairs, he probably just took fresh tires. Which is not necessarily necessary in wet conditions, even if it dries off briefly. Bogdan's struggling around with his Alpine there. Well, not Bogdan Mania, but I don't know what his first name is. Bogdan. The slower of the two Bogdans. Need to actually lift quite a bit down the hill. Slipstream. Yeah, I have the confidence and the grip with this car to pull shit off like that, where I just dive around the outside of someone. I'm actually running down Machin, who is on pit cycle about 20 seconds in front of us. He cannot quite go my pace. It's gonna be another dry spell before the end of the race. It's gonna spice things really up. See, I'm gonna be in very old tires at that point. Oh, Machin has decided to come into the pits. Oh, fuck me. I just decided to throw my car off the road. Although most drivers are gonna go for the same strat as me. Gonna likely have very old tires at the ends. And the ones that change tires, they lose so much ground, so there's that. Luckily break is starting soon, so maybe I will be able. I mean, this is the end of the SRXP season. PLR's also ending this week. I'm actually out of championships, it seems, for now. And then, except that the, what's it called? The 2.4 hour series on Fridays, that will still run every 2 weeks till December, so that one still has a lot, some shelf life left. We have another round this week, and Gower Ring. It's gonna be interesting. Let's see what I'm gonna run then instead.
Faster car is approaching. Watch out.
Maybe we're gonna drive some GT3s finally again. Ooh!
Clear on the right.
I did not expect him to actually pass me up the hill. But when I suddenly heard the car next to me, I was like, oh no. Oh no. I was a bit panic stationed then all of a sudden. Up the hill. Strength decreasing in the next 10 minutes. That's in about 15 minutes or so it's gonna go dry. Or at least the rain will stop. It's actually gonna go dry is the other question. Currently I have Runsendal and Iversen still behind. I haven't done the pit stop. But then it's Menno. Have to see if I'm able to, on my old tires, keep him at bay. Gonna be interesting. There's still half an hour to go in this race after all. Slight lock up on the fronts there into turn 1. Yeah, there should be about a 30-second gap right now to Menno. Machin, however, is right behind him, so Machin must have decided to go on the same strat as me. Just take a bit of fuel to get to the end. But it means he's also 30 seconds behind me, which is good.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Okay, 2 cars, I think, fighting for position there. Or right behind me. Nope, they're not actually fighting for position there.
Car on the left. Clear on the
Healy and
left.
Bullwinkle. Bullwinkle running in P4, Healy in P8.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Where did you leave your balls? Guess then Rensendal has decided to pit at this point. Oh no, he must have made a mistake because he's not in the pit, but Iversen is in front. Interesting. Not that that change matters too much to me. And not particularly a threat tonight for me. Come on, brakes. We're like 10 minutes to light rain. Coming towards the end of the rain shower. I actually won a race this season. I don't think I actually have. I finished P2 in Zolders, I think my best finish this season. Not had particularly strong results. I've had very consistent results. I've been able to, outside of Misano, drag the car always into a top 5. To let me challenging for P2 in the championship. But besides that, it's not been that quick. I mean, these guys, the spectators there, man, they are brave standing in the rain like this. They're like completely unfazed by it. In real life, obviously, all of these like people standing over there, they would stop doing that in the rain, or at least set up tents, and you would see a bunch of umbrellas. think this track in general doesn't have like any like rain protection at all. Like not the grandstands either. The lines. And pass on the outside. Okay.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
He's not had a particularly great race, Ryzen. He was decently quick in qualifying, only a second off pace, but that still meant last place. Still, it's like the race hasn't gone his way at all. I think when it went dry, he fitted the right tires, so that didn't help at all for him. Yeah, 10 minutes to dry. So about 16, the rain will stop. With 16 minutes to go, the rain will stop. I think just before the end of the race, we will go slick optimum briefly. That means absolutely torturous conditions for the tires that have been through so much at that point. Taco behind me is actually lapping quicker than me right now. That's interesting. Meno is actually closed in a bit. No, it's not gone. Just because I don't cough for like a few hours, it doesn't mean it's not gone. That's the problem. And I think the last cough attack was... The last cough I did like was it Monday or was it... Was it tonight actually? I think I coughed slightly tonight. Last night. Actually not this night. Last night. This morning. If you know what I mean. And the other time I think the last attack really was like on Sunday evening, so it still sort of happens, which is annoying. It's just, it's not really gone. It's a bit less frequent, but it's been like that before, where I can go a few days with like 1 or 2 days without anything, and then it just comes back with vengeance. So we'll just leave it at that. Alright, that's Taco behind. He's gonna be confused for going faster than the class leader. But I guess the fresh tires have an advantage. Yeah, he's going 2 minutes 049s. This is starting to actually slightly get concerning, because this means also, yeah, the GT4 drivers are closing in slowly. I mean, Meno is down to about 26 seconds. If we go over to dry, So it will probably hold up a few moments longer than mine. So again, I'm pretty sure he actually swapped tires on the pit stop, while I stayed on my old. But he also drove into those conditions still. So I think he still damaged his tires quite a bit. Because he pitted relatively early when it started to, when the rain stopped. The track had just gone damp. He swapped it, came into the pits relatively early. Came at a later stage to cool the tires. You see now on my relative, it says 30 seconds behind. He's actually by Everson. Yeah, he is in P11. E2 in class now. So as dispatched, Everson is now behind me. 27.5 seconds behind. Oh fuck. Oh, Toko is probably trying to run down Hara right now. I mean, in there up behind Hara. It's not a great situation. Probably indicates the race hasn't been particularly that good. Ooh. The gap down there is like calculated somewhat randomly. Yeah, he has the indicator on, it wasn't really visible due to the damp conditions. Due to all the water on my windscreen, I couldn't really see if he had the indicator on or not, but it seemed like it. I think Toko is gonna make quick process out of him. Rain has lightened. Well, there's another rain clouded 30 minutes coming back. It's on off rain here, I guess. Makes it really interesting that our qualifying was completely dry. Menu is coming. 25 seconds behind. Wouldn't count him out yet. Although it is a decent task to catch me at this point. The rain is gonna stop relatively soon. I'm gonna likely stay bone dry till the end. Ah, fuck. Wasn't too bad. Toko and Hara are actually battling that. Gives me a moment to escape, I guess. Even if he catches about 2 seconds a lap, that's not gonna be enough right now. Needs to catch a bit more. Yeah, rain stopped. Track feels already relatively dry. Let's rest the windscreen wipers. Probably not gonna see any needs till the end of this race.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I guess I got some free tire cooling here. For having to drop a bunch of times to get him by. Oh, wait, somebody's dropping. Must be a GT3 runner, what's happened to it? Because the gap was fluctuating wildly right there. Getting dark relatively quickly right now. All the rain clouds up ahead, above, not ahead, above. Track conditions still wet, not damp yet. I mean, I have the headlights on, but it's like it doesn't seem to be doing much in terms of illuminating the circuit, but it's, the heavy cloud cover just makes everything super dark. Switch on high beams. So I have a chance perhaps to see the road. At this point, Minnow needs about 4 seconds per lap gain. And he's, well, matching me more like. Silver doesn't actually pitted. He still hasn't pitted. Silver isn't like me, he's driving Still on the same wet tires from the start. And he's not done a fuel stop either. Okay, you've decided you don't want to try passing me again around the outside here, do you? You have enough lead, you don't need to gamble, it seems.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, I mean, Hartmann is about 9 seconds back to him. So hitting me is a way bigger risk for him than actually doing anything else. And waiting. He loses less with waiting a bunch of time behind me than attempting to drive through me. Also, I guess you get less tire heat if you're driving slower. So till the end of the race it will be dry. No further rain. So there's no rain in the next 10 minutes.
Faster car behind you.
What, 8 liters extra fuel left in the tank?
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Faster car.
Ooh. I nearly motored a GT3 there. Because I carried more speed for the corner than him.
Car on the left.
That's not too much of an issue actually. Like even if people wear out dry tires, that's not gonna do anything. Yet it's gonna get very quickly very slippery. But you can probably stay out on dry tires. Or actually you have to, because you would lose too much time switching. Even about 15 minutes before the end if rain hits. It's often wiser to just stay on the dry tires, even if it becomes very treacherous very quickly to drive. But here everybody is on wet tires anyway.
Faster car.
It would be pretty welcome if there was like some rain just before the end, but it's not gonna hit. There's still no rain in the next 10 minutes. We're gonna have a drying track here. A few rays of sun. There comes a Bullwinkle.
Clear on the left.
Yeah, Menno unfortunately is gaining like a few tenths on me every lap, but not more. Oh. Slight wiggle up the hill there. Just rest a bit my left foot. Come on, the threshold braking. feel kind of hungry right now, which is really weird because I ate dinner like a few hours ago. Guess my fucked up sleep schedule is causing weird things. Yeah, I ate dinner about... I mean, it's nearly 3 hours ago, but like still. That shouldn't happen. Still strange, my sleep rhythm fuckery is doing strange things. Yeah, my stomach starts to hurt for some reason. Not sure if it's hunger or something else. Anyway, not feeling too hot right now. Actually, I'm up to P9 overall, so one of the GT3s must have decided to retire. I guess what the other person is perhaps trying is actually to do his pit stop on the final lap, maybe. Maybe that's what he is trying. I don't know. Don't know if his pit stall allows it. Well, he still hasn't pitted yet. And we're nearly through the full 95 minutes at this point. It's honestly not worth it to put dry tires on at this point. Oh yeah, he's actually in now. Speak of the devil, he actually entered the pit lane now. But it's definitely not worth it to put dries on for the next 2 minutes. Like, they're gonna be faster, sure, but like... not enough. To justify switching to them. Yeah, track's still wet, not even damp. It's taking ages right now to dry. Okay, I spoke of wet, 2 corners later it's now down to damp. It looked like damp. It was probably, it was just a few clicks of damp. And now it's there.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
We're nearly there, we've nearly done this race. I can finally go to bed. I've been so tired I actually took a nap before this race. Laid down for like half an hour just to get some rest. I'm feeling definitely a bit more awake now than I was before. Due to driving. I felt so tired during dinner. Somehow I'm feeling definitely more awake now. Wouldn't say that awake either. Probably not quite. I hit the pillow and I fall asleep immediately. Tired. It's a bit unfortunate because, you know, it's kind of neat. It's actually getting somewhat of rest in there. Oh, Rinsendal got dropped hard there. He was up to like P4 in the early minutes of the race. He had not particularly the greatest qualifying. Must have not made the best strategy decisions then. Or about driving errors as well, probably. We'll probably have about 2 laps to go at this point. It's gonna be fun. But we're soon gonna be done finally with this. I'm really gonna be would like to know if he repaired any damage in that pit stop. Because the first time I was actually able to figure out how far he was behind me, he was 30 seconds. And I did take 11 seconds worth of fuel. So, and with tires and fuel being simultaneous, if he changed tires, which he definitely did. Which as I said, definitely did. The race leader changed tires. Not the race leader, sorry, the man who definitely changed tires, so would still leave him only about what, just under 20 seconds behind. It's the distance that he has now, so he must have somehow dropped like 10 seconds or so, and then only slowly started to catch that back up. Maybe driving out with the wet tires onto the drying track, he was very cautious. Right. 1 lap to go. With 3 laps worth of fuel on the tank, 3.7 to be more precise. So plenty to get home. But yeah, it would have been a different race if Krejci and Panic, that was the other guy's name, didn't decide to crash on the opening lap.
Clear on the right.
I don't have anything to first just get by. I don't want to get murdered at this point.
Leader has finished the race.
Vincent Dow looped it, which is why there was a yellow flag. Fireworks already going off. And soon we can join with Barty as well. It seems like Keep Up's starting a streak of winning 1 race each season. Not particularly the biggest fan of that, because you don't win championships that way. I mean, you can, but it's like pretty difficult to win one. Because who wins the other races is probably the guy who wins the championship. But at least this season I got the runner-up, not like last season.
Excellent job. What a race. See you in the pits. Bring it back home.
And that's how we do it. Bonk. Boom. Actually done it. Machin finishing P11. Menno in P10, 22 seconds behind me. Zupanik is already a lap down. Finishing P4. Great recovery drive Müller in P13. McDonald in P14. Well, actually in class it is me winning, then Menno, then Machin to make up the podium. Zupanik P4. Müller and McDonald in P5 and 6. Evers in P7 after his late pit stop. Greci P8. Runsendal P9. Stephens P10. Tocco P11. Hall P12. And Weber P13.
Green light, give it all you can.
Alright. Maybe we can briefly look at the replay. Although it won't have the start, which is unfortunate because the start was, well, interesting. There's me battling. But it's already lap 7 at that point. Which means we're missing out on quite a bit of action to start there. I don't know, I think there's not gonna be that much. Although we can figure out perhaps what... He dropped. He had to lift a bit there. Oh, he gets passed here by Hara on the outside, which costs some momentum. Because he needs to lift to avoid him just getting run over by the guy. And while I had to give up the inside to Hara, it still cost quite a bit of time there. Wide here. Maserati just in the distance running. Oh man. So now he's coming in. That's the same pit approach as I did. Gets past start finish there. Let's get into his pit box. I didn't measure how long he stood in the pit box, but I would say it's not some extra 10 seconds that he lost there. Maybe a little bit wide there. He's trying to find the water. On every straight. Oh, does he collide with him? No. Does he lose at some point in time? Not as far as I can tell. Oh, wait. No, he does. He has a moment. That's the 10 seconds there. Gets Haro's insistence on being aggressive meant that he didn't switch the sides completely. So Haro's now on the outside, and then Menno, who every single lap overshot this corner, overshoots the corner in that one lap that he couldn't because there was a car on the outside and spins. And that's where the 10 seconds went. That cost him an extra 10. Otherwise he would have been about 11 seconds behind me. 10 seconds roughly behind me at the end. Trying to find the walls as well. Ooh. He did not give him an inch. Well, House crashed out actually out of the race. I guess he had a late pit stop. Where is he now? He should be still existing at this point. No, he doesn't exist. McLaren, Porsche. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he must have had a moment on this lap. So he does take repairs here at the end of this lap. Car looks fine. Still looks fine. Guess he's just coming in. Rolls in his pit box. And stays there for a few seconds before he retires. It's like, huh? That's strange as all hell. Otherwise, I don't think there's too much in this race left. There's me driving again. I'm just casually sliding up the hill there. How does that look actually from the onboard of the Porsche? I just wanna see that. How do we go up there? Okay, it doesn't look that dramatic. He was briefly there, Menno. The inventory, not Menno, the not Hauer, the other driver here. Oh, I guess he's just gone. Alright, I guess that was just a bug on the replay. Alright. And we've looked at all of it. We've looked at the replay, we've looked at everything. Alright then. Bunch of pings on Discord. Not too surprising. Yeah. uh. I uh you uh you made it look easy. Right, I guess on a ping from over here, owned racing events. Okay. New partners at Owned, we are racing the Prague R1 around development on popular tracks in a short sprint series. That sounds interesting, but I don't think I will do that. Well, I mean, I'm short on, like, series and stuff. When do they run? Tuesdays. Well, I guess this could stand in for, like, a week or two, or when does the series start, actually? When is race 1? That's the question. When is it's actually starting? Okay, there's another fat grid race. Oh yeah, there. In 14 days. I don't think I will do this then. It's a bit too far. Fat grid race at Suzuka. That sounds interesting. Well, I could bring actually Maserati. The question is, when does it run? November 13th. I would like if they displayed the day of the week November 13th is. You know? Oh, Sunday. Well, but they run at like the fucking worst times ever. Well, actually, this could work. They start. That's 1500 CST. They start practice, then go to qualifying, and then they go to race at 1600. That run till about 1730, I guess. So I guess that could work. I could register a car. GT4. Maserati. Number use. Gonna use my 140. Register now. Okay. More Maserati action then. In November, it seems. Please color the Danish flag, the Swedish flag, and the Finnish flag. Oh, God damn it. Motherfucker, the air intake is still wrapped up. Logging onto Twitter. God, I have some good memes here. When the 7-year-old tells you he can beat you in a Beyblade battle, but here's the new Beyblades that are plastic, so you pull out the solid metal ones from back in the day. You straight up murder that kid. That's straight up murder, I would say. I need to comment on that one. So, right, I think we're gonna end this finally. Actually, if I switch my overlay over here, no I haven't. But this goes right now close, it's producing a very weird effect on screen. Oh, actually my chat is hidden. I think that's the big issue right now. Chat hidden. This looks very interesting and very cursed right now. Why he looks so cursed? Why do you look so cursed? God damn it! Come on. I was not realizing how to capture the window properly. Maybe telling you, told you to use the wrong window. Okay, now it's rendering it correctly, right? Okay, we're gonna actually just switch the overlay, and then we're gonna end the stream briefly. Right. I mean, it's Glen. There's a chance of win always, but like, it's a bit odd of a way to win it. We did win it in the end as well. So I guess that's a success. In any case, I'm gonna need to call it a night. I definitely need to rest. Good night. Bye bye.